All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we are live. I have Hannah backstage. I'm currently making sure that we're going live on all platforms. Today, we're going to be streaming from Instagram, YouTube, a little bit of Facebook, and I see that we're officially live and active on that. That said, I'm going to say welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Hannah backstage. Now, I do want to go ahead and start off with this simple message, all right? Hannah has recently had one of her family members transcend to a different dimension, to a different reality, different realm. So before we go any further, while it's right in the beginning, I want you to just in the chats, on her channel, on this channel, whatever you see first, just send her some love. Just send her some light, her light for her family, put light into her heart space, her family's heart space, into their minds, okay? When it comes to just working through the day-to-day, taking grief day-to-day, one step at a time, and just throw some love. Whenever you think about it, just think, you know what? And just touch your head like this and just be like, love, and just send it to her. Love, and just send it to her. Love, and just send it to her. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And that said, I just want to say thank you for that, because what are we doing if we're talking about a Pluto and Aquarius video and we're not using our community to go ahead and send out love, right? To send out high vibrations. That said, you're going to also see that she is featuring, I'm going to drop it here at the bottom, her memberships on her Patreon. All right, so definitely check out her Patreon. She gives very in-depth readings and forecasts, guides, a whole bunch of different astrology content. There's different tiers that you can go ahead and link into. Other than that, in the description, you'll see that you can book readings from her as well. So check that. It's all there. I'm going to go ahead, without further ado, and bring Hannah up to the front screen and get this beautiful warm welcome coming up for the both of us. And here she goes. What's going on, girl?
Hi, Pernell. Hello, everyone. Hello, Pernell's audience. Hello, my audience. I want to say thank you so much for the prayer and for your blessings, your healing, your encouragement. I certainly feel all the love. So yeah, I'm really excited to be here today. We're back for like round 2.
I think it's round 2 on this. Yeah. So maybe we give like a brief overview on like, okay, we talked about Uranus squaring Pluto before. That's not going to happen for a little while this time. I'm pretty sure, right? It's going to be a little while before that happens. I have no idea when, if I'm being honest. The Pluto Uranus square, that's a little further away now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's way on now.
That's a lot further, right?
Yeah. Uranus is going to enter Gemini by 2025, but then it will go back, and then it'll officially, I think, enter by 2026. So we'll be coming more closer to like a trine between Pluto and Uranus coming over, into the next like year, 2 years.
Okay. What's the next major aspect with Pluto and Aquarius that we should all be having our eyes open on?
Oh, well, there is something really very exciting coming up. So when the day that Pluto does re-enter Aquarius on the 20th of January, the sun will also enter. So there's actually going to be a Pluto Cassimi. Okay. So this could very well look like, many people going through a huge like transformation or renewal, especially, thinking about reinventing themselves. This is about progress. This is about change. And the other significant thing about this is Mars, Venus, and Mercury will all, not in that order, by the way, but they'll all basically join Pluto in this same conjunction, right? So Pluto will be 0 degrees coming to Aquarius season, and throughout Aquarius season, we're going to notice these hits, right? These activation points. But the thing is that what I like about our session today is that this is kind of like a preparation point, or like an ending, if you will, because Pluto is at 29 degrees in Capricorn, and we're going through this new moon in Capricorn right now. And so in this way, this is looking at how this is the final new moon in Capricorn, whilst Pluto is there for the next 248 years. So it's really something to take note of, especially, from today up until the 20th of January. We're really going to see these significant shifts and changes, but there's just big themes here to do with out with the old, in with the new. So yeah, that's really the next kind of big Pluto move.
So for everyone in the chat, I want you to just type down, what is old for you? What's old? And I know for myself, I've been having a lot of old cranky thoughts that I feel like I've been looking at today, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like at one point, I feel like they were just debilitating thoughts, if I'm being honest. Like things that would just take me completely out of my game. But like I'm looking at things today and I'm listening and I'm like, I got a crazy mind. That's one of the first things I was thinking. I was like, my thoughts just be buck wild. Because I'm like, this doesn't make not even a little bit of sense. But I also realized how at one point they used to really rock me. They used to really make me make decisions. I want to say make me, but I definitely felt like that influence allowed me to just feel like pulled in, drawn in, and just make decisions off of these same narratives. So drop what's old, okay? And you can easily refer to Capricorn area chart. Drop what's old in the chat. And then follow that up with what do you feel is new that's coming in? And that would just be some interesting engagement. So that said, today I want to have you say, first off, hit the thumbs up and the likes button. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Again, check out Hannah's Patreon, all right? Especially for the astrology guys and the content. That said, thank you again for being here. Thank you for sending the prayers out to her, to her family, for all the light. I really appreciate that. That brings me so much personal joy. We're going to do role playing. Today we're role playing. And Hannah, myself, even Joe, we've been doing this a lot. I find that we really enjoy it. I enjoy role playing, if I'm being honest. So today, what I'm going to do is, you can check the timestamps for those of you who are watching this on replay. I'm going to drop, we're going to start with Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. And understand, this can extend outside of that. It's just the traditional way to say it. But if you have 5 planets in Aries, it's like that forecast might really matter to you, even if you have an Aquarius rising, for example. So just take that in inventory. We're going to say, first off, Aries in Pluto is going through an 11th house transit, and the ruler of Pluto rules the 8th house for Aries. Okay, so let's try to help y'all understand this in case we're not fully on the same page. First off, Hannah, what is Pluto about? Like in a nutshell, because that could be a long-winded story, right?
Yeah.
What is Pluto about? And I'll timestamp this as well.
Yeah. Pluto is about, in, I suppose, really brief, simple terms. I think of Pluto as being the god of the underworld. So Pluto is very much tied to our unconscious drives and motivations. Pluto is like, it's like a hidden part of ourselves, and it's very dark. But the thing about Pluto is that it can point toward how we can shed old narratives, old skin, kind of like a, you know, how a snake sheds its skin and then grows new skin. So yeah, Pluto really does look at these endings and releases, and Pluto forces you, like Pluto confronts you and says, this is a shadow you need to face. Sure. This is something that needs to end, and there's a lot of intensity in it. But with Pluto, of course, always comes new beginnings, comes rising up from, you know, like the phoenix, that whole thing with the phoenix rising from the ashes. We can soar, and it's really about forcing us to grow. It's forcing us to grow. And what can also happen with this is we often have no say in the matter, and it can almost feel like a climax, right? So there can be like this lurking beneath the surface, and then it builds and builds and builds, and then there's like an explosion, a climax. Sure. And that climax is very jarring. It's very like confronting. You need to face it. If you don't face it, you can also get carried away in Pluto's grip. And then that's when life can also become very, very difficult for people. Yeah.
So with all of that said, now we have Pluto as the base variable. What is Aquarius in a nutshell while it's in the domain of Pluto?
In a nutshell.
Because again, that's right. It takes 20 years for this to go through. So none of us are really going to fully understand this. I think it's a little too soon, personal opinion, for us to really be like, this is what it is, right? We can look back through history and see some of the common occurrences, and that'll be helpful. But also, Aquarius is all about the revelation, right? It's all about something that is supposed to shock you. So how well will it? So in our nutshell for today, on our role play, what is Aquarius in a nutshell?
Oh, yeah, you hit so many valid points just there, Pernell, with Aquarius. So to think about it in more of a nutshell, Aquarius is the innovator, okay? Aquarius welcomes change. It's about reform. And you did hit on a really important point. It's important to look at the history there of of Pluto being in Aquarius. So the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, around 248 years ago, the American Revolutionary War happened, the Industrial Revolution happened, Uranus was discovered, and a lot of other things, of course, happened there. But the whole point of it is, it looks at change, especially coming up to today. You got to think about today's terms as well, technology and the internet. So this Aquarius is going to look at these technological shifts and changes. Aquarius is very much about, looking at how things are interconnected in this way. And also Aquarius is about humanity. Okay.
Right.
This is really about seeing how we connect within the greater whole. What is our kind of unique position within the bigger picture. And the last thing I want to say with Aquarius is, with the water bearer symbolism, Aquarius is very much about pouring knowledge. Okay. It's pouring knowledge out into the world, and it's about humanity. It can be a very humanitarian sign. So there's just a couple of little things, but yeah, as you did highlight, there's so much more that we could say about Aquarius.
Forever. And I think as the 20-year period goes along, we're going to have, like you said, when Uranus comes around, that conjunction, I'm sure there's going to be a video, right? When different oppositions to like Mars and Leo happen, the videos are going to come out. And we're going to get more specific as those times come along. So
Definitely.
That said, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to make sure I timestamp those for those of you who are watching on replay. So far we got what is Pluto in the underworld, and then we got Aquarius in a nutshell. So we're going to move into Aries, moving into the 11th house. Okay. 11th house. I'm now putting you into character, Hannah. Like, you're now officially into character. 11th house Aries, with inside Pluto and Aquarius's domain. What's happening? Who are you? What would you like to show us?
I'm a trailblazer. I'm a leader. I'm not going to take no for an answer, okay? I'm standing up for a cause here. I'm standing up for what is right. I'm standing up for humanity. If I see anything that pisses me off about these technological shifts, I'm going to say something on it, right? I'm going to take a stand on this. And also, I just want to say that a lot of this that I've talked about is motivated by my resistance to be controlled. I am not going to be controlled. I'm not going to have people telling me what's what. I'm an individual, okay? And I want the collective to know that they're also individuals and they have rights. So
whoa,
there's any major...
Calm down, Aries. Calm down. I mean, can you breathe? Can you breathe?
I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying.
Because somebody's gonna tell Aries to calm down, and that's when Aries gonna blow the fuse. he's gonna blow the fuse. So so considering that your 8th house is being ruled here, right? How do we add that mix? How do we add that mix into this 11th house, political standpoint?
Yeah, that's why I said that I'm being motivated by my resistance to be controlled. I've already been through much. I have been through so much SH1T throughout my life. You have no idea what I've been through, the things I've seen, right? The losses I have had to go through, okay? The people in my life who have died, okay? The grief that I have experienced, you have no idea. So a lot of this stuff that I'm trying to showcase to the world, it comes from a much, much deeper place than what you think. So don't tell me to calm down, okay? Because this is how I feel, okay? These are my raw emotions.
Yeah. So Aries, what are you letting go? You got the South Node in your sign right now. What are you letting go? I mean, you're officially, the fate is in your hands, literally, with the North Node. So how are you feeling with that energy? How are you going to push that forward and home?
I am feeling pumped up, okay? I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling motivated. I mean, by the end of this year, the North Node is going to make this sextile to Pluto. And really, by the end of 2024, I am ready to take names, okay? And I am ready to step into my personal power and my personal truth. And I'm done with people pleasing. I'm done with trying to appease other people and, kind of cater toward their flipping wants and desires. I actually, I want something for me, right? And I'm still going to, of course, keep in mind that teamwork and negotiation and cooperation, these things are important to me, but I'm not going to be a doormat.
You gotta go forward. I hear you gotta lay the hammer down. And you know, I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling like I'm ready to join your cause. Thank you. I feel like that was a success. So this is, in a nutshell, this is Aries coming through, ladies and gentlemen, for the 2024 Pluto and Aquarius sextile going down. So we have that down for you. We're now going to move into the energy of Taurus. All right. So the energy of Taurus, we're now shaking it off. Aries is gone. And then we're going to go ahead and I feel like Taurus is a pull energy. We're going to now pull Taurus in. We're going to attract the Taurus energy in.
I feel calm.
Wow. I hear that there's a new career on the horizon for you. I actually feel there's a whole new way of dealing with other people. How do you feel about this, Taurus? Like, do you feel that same energy resonating within you?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that there's going to be change, major changes that, to be honest with you, Pernell, I don't think I'm ready for. I like my comforts. I do. I like for things to stay the same, and I just have a feeling that my life's mission, my purpose, even my career, perhaps these things are gonna really change. And if I can see the incentive, if I'm gonna get good rewards for such things, maybe I'm gonna get the gratitude and the recognition that I've been deserving of, really, to be honest, because I have been working so hard on myself. I've been working so hard on my belief systems, my personal, like, deeply held beliefs. Things have really shifted for me. And so, yeah, I feel like I just got to take my time. Just take my time and make my decisions as they come.
Sure. That's a lot of cardinal energy on you, though. You got the 10th house and the 7th house. This is half of the cardinal energy in the chart. Like, that pressure, it seems like you're going to be forced to climb the social ladder somehow, some way. But what means the most to you during this Pluto and Aquarius transit? Like, if you're going to climb for a purpose, what's that major purpose that you feel, considering Uranus has been in your sign? You just recently left the North Node in Taurus. A lot has happened for you. I can see why you feel so uncomfortable. A lot has been going on. But you seem like another push is coming. How are you going to deal with that? Like, what's happening?
Well, I do feel like I will have the ability, because I think a big part of this is really being there for my community and really showing up for my team, really showing up for the people in my life as well, providing for my loved ones and being there as well as a support to my partner. When I really bond with someone, there is intensity, there's intimacy,
Sure.
There's that passion there. And with Uranus transiting my first house all these years, I do feel like I have been changing my perspective, and my aims and my goals have changed substantially. And I have faith, Pernell. I have faith that with Uranus and Jupiter making a conjunction in April, that there is going to be a big, like a revelation for me. And that is going to assist me with these major transformations that will come when it comes to my professional life and my mission.
Sure. I feel that. I feel 1,000%. Thank you for sharing, Taurus. I feel like you are on the horizon. You're not going to be that shy energy that people love to believe, but I feel like you're getting ready to actually show your true self, your innate abilities, and kind of leave that hermit shell. So I'm really excited to see what happens, Taurus. We're gonna bring it over to Gemini.
Hell.
So we're officially shaking it out. Taurus has left the building. Taurus has left the building. We're bringing in the Gemini's coming in on the cloud. Gemini's in on the cloud. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Gemini has officially stepped into the building. We have a commentary coming in from Belfast, Ireland. Am I having a silly moment? Is Belfast in Ireland or is it UK?
Yeah, it depends who you're talking to.
Right, I was about to say I'm having a brain fart. I'm like,
it doesn't
oh, no.
matter. Yeah.
Okay. so okay, Gemini is already here with the 9th house, and Pluto's ruling your 6th house. Gemini just saying something that seems like it has no obvious connection, but somehow I feel like you're gonna link it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you right now, Pernell, I am ready to learn all the things, share all the things, publish all the things. The world is not going to know what hit them. Okay. I'm ready to travel. Okay. I'm ready to spread my wings and fly. And Uranus, the fact that Uranus is going to enter my sign next year and then more strongly the year after.
How you feeling about that chaos?
Oh, I love the chaos. I love it. Yeah.
A lot of chaos.
I can't wait to network. What's that?
You got a whole lot of chaos coming in. So I mean, the tech industry must really be working well for you. How you feel like you feel like this Chat GPT and these different AI systems going to really help you publish and kind of get your work out there in the world?
Exactly it. Because the thing about the technology advancements and things, I'm a quick learner. You know me. I'm a quick learner. I'm going to be able to know how to put in those codes and work with the systems. And what you say about Chat GPT, I'm going to be good at it, And there's also a new technological device in my name, something to do with Gemini. Sure. I don't actually properly know the details on that, so out of character there.
To it.
But yeah, it's called Gemini, right? Okay, it's named after me for a reason. So yeah, I can't wait to network. I can't wait to get together with people. I can't wait to explore my communities. Okay, I'm going to be the name. My name is going to be out there, and people are going to know who I am because I'm going to be popping up everywhere, right? Working with all sorts of people, all sorts of clients, learning all sorts of new things. And the thing is,
how do you feel Jupiter going into your sign might have an impact during this Pluto and Aquarius transit? Like, they're eventually going to have some energy creating some trines, no? How do you feel like that's going to play well for you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I cannot wait for that because Jupiter, I mean, I'm going to travel. I am traveling. I'm getting outdoors. Oh my goodness, I can't explain to you how difficult it was, whenever Saturn was in Aquarius and there were these lockdowns and I couldn't talk to people as much. But then the good thing about it is that I was able to get online and I talk to all my friends online, and then I'm going to be able to possibly meet them through travel. Oh, all the new opportunities coming up for me. And I'm just going to keep learning and sharing. And the other thing about it is this is so motivated just by how hardworking I am. Scorpio, my 6th house, I'm a force to be reckoned with. People misjudge me, right? I think they misjudge me when it comes to my power in terms of how much I can really be a workaholic at times, maybe too much for my own good. Like I can burn myself out. I really can. So maybe that is something I need to be cautious of. But the point it being that a lot of this new stuff coming in, it's highly driven by my work ethic.
Sure. 1,000%. Thank you, Gemini, for checking in from Belfast, Ireland. I mean, you've already reached so many different cultures, so many different realities, and I really do believe that your work is going to get out there. Everything and all the ways that you struggle to deal with the enemies in your co-working space, in your particular profession that you're getting ready to become the number one outlet for, I really believe that they're going to teach you some beautiful lessons. So, kudos to you for just keeping this vibrant energy, this vibrant mentality. We're going to officially call in the ocean, or the ocean side, and get Cancer to pull up in the house right here. So, when I now welcome to the underworld, the underwater adventures. I don't hear anything. Cancer?
Hello. Hi.
It's time to come outside.
Who is this? Why should I trust you?
You shouldn't. I mean, even if I say you should trust me, would you? You're moving through an 8th house transit. Don't you think that you're going to have some irrational fears pull up and pull out?
Yes, I know, Pernell, but listen, I know what I need to do. This is gonna be a time period where I'm really gonna do some like deep soul searching. I'm about to transform in more ways than I know, and to prepare for it, I'm not actually prepared. No, I'm not. I'm really not. And to be honest, I'm a little bit apprehensive. Okay, I'm a little bit like, change, change on such a big scale. But you know what? I'm also very tenacious and I'm very determined,
Very
and
true.
I do make it through. And I surprise myself by my strength. Sometimes I'm like,
You
how did I
surprise
get here?
us. You surprise us all the time. You know, there's one thing I was thinking about, like, you do exalt in Jupiter for a reason, and it's like any wise teacher has to go through trials and errors that won't seem fair to the next person. So if I'm looking at Pluto ruling your 5th house, it feels like this is what's about to make you truly shine. This is the transit. I feel like the deep work you do now, the traumas that arise now, it's what makes you the guru. That's how I feel. It's what makes you somebody that we should follow as a spiritual advisor. Like
I'm a leader.
You can see what we can't see.
Thank you. Thank you. That's so nice of you, Pernell. Thank you. And with the Scorpio energy in the 5th, yeah, you know, I'm embracing this new chapter to do with parenthood. I'm embracing this new chapter to do with nurturing my creativity and my passions. You know, I'm really embracing my creativity and also healing my inner child. I know it's gonna be hard, but I have what it takes. I know I have what it takes. And I know as well that I have amazing people in my life who support me and who care about me and who love me. And so, yeah, okay, I'm not the best at opening up. It's I sort of expect people to be mind readers sometimes. That's just because you know, I don't want people to fuss over me. You know, I'm used to caring for everybody else. But maybe this transit of Pluto is going to kind of help me recognize that it is important for me to open up, and maybe I'll explore some of those shadows as to why I can be quite detached at times.
Yeah, and you know, when I hear all of this, what I'm getting is you're gonna do better at equal energetic exchanges. You know, like you do have a beautiful light that I do feel is underestimated, and at this point, it feels like that silent ego within you that feels like you deserve some credit for how you nurture others, how you nurture your friends, your projects. It's getting ready to meet a culmination point. I truly feel this in my heart where you're gonna do better at staying integral with these energetic exchanges. You know, you're not going to overgive and you're not going to undergive out of spite. You're going to, I feel you're going to find that wave in this Pluto transit. So what we're going to do is we're going to call on your big brother Leo, and Leo's going to come and bring in some of this sunshine. Leo's going to show you how to be the ruler of the 5th house, or being ruled by the 5th house of Pluto. So Leo, what we got for you, babe? Leo! Where you at, baby?
Yeah. I have arrived.
You have arrived.
I have arrived.
It's time to push forward.
I am confident.
You got some new ideas coming through?
Okay, I'm confident in this shift. I know that whatever comes up, okay, it's usually something that I got to look at within myself.
Sure.
And even as well, the thing about this is anybody tries any power plays with me, okay.
You're gonna see it. I got a feeling you're gonna see it. I think the 4th house ruling you now, you're gonna start to see behind the scenes what's really happening within your relationships. I feel like people aren't gonna be able to do this, you know, these sneaky behind the back attacks anymore. Oh, we got you. Yeah, we see you. We see you standing bold.
Yeah. And a big part of the reason for why this is because I'm used to all this stuff in my home. I'm used to the secrets. I'm used to the manipulation. I'm used to the lies. I'm used to all those little tactics and games and mind games that happen within my home and my family. And things were quite volatile and extreme. And I had to learn to really read people. So this is going to be a good opportunity for me to really suss out, who's for me and who is not. Okay.
Right.
I am ready to step into this. And I'm talking about this, especially, or not even just when it comes to like committed relationships through, marriage or love. I'm also talking about business, and I'm talking about friends. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna narrow it down to who is really my supporter here, who is my who's cheerleading me on, because do you know what it is, Pernell? I'm always cheerleading other people on. I'm always hyping them up. I'm always shining a light on them. And sometimes it would be nice to feel that warmth and that generosity back from some people. And I feel as if this transit's going to help me see who's a bit cold, who's a bit cool, who's a bit detached,
and who don't deserve it. Because you know what? Like you only got 24 hours in a day, Leo. Like you can only do so much each day, right? Like yes, you have the power of the sun, and the sun is self-sustaining, always working energy, never looking for praise in return. The sun's gonna come up and it's gonna go down anyways. But Leo, just don't forget, you're still in a human body. You may be this powerful spiritual being, but you're still living in a human body, and you have your limits of how much you can give out of balance. So I do feel very powerful things for you with Pluto and Aquarius. By the time Mars and Leo come around, I believe we're going to have a retrograde in Mars, if I'm not mistaken. Boom. So by the time that comes around, I think this is a very long transit for you to start taking the right actions, align with honor. Align with a lot of honor. It's going to put you back, and you're going to start taking actions like a king once again, like a queen once again, like somebody that's deserving of all that they've done for others. So Leo, you know what? You're going to be shining so bright by the end of this Pluto Aquarius transit. We're going to call on Virgo, who can remind us the humility that's going to be necessary for when you glow up so much. Virgo is going to come in. Virgo's going to be like, hey, look, you know what? I'm the Hermit energy. I'm sitting on this egg of wisdom, this egg of pure existential and occult knowledge that I'm going to use only at the right moments. So Virgo, pulling in, and now you are the queen of the 6th house, right? And you're transiting your 6th house. You deal with enemies better than I've seen anybody ever deal with enemies. You know how to make your enemies your subordinates. And I feel like you should take pride in that. Like, you know how to take information, change it around, shift it, and make it something positive for you. So how do you feel Pluto and Aquarius is really working out well?
Well, I do want to say thank you so much. But you know me, I can always improve. There's always room for improvement in my life.
Sure.
But perhaps this transit it's going to help me take care of my body and my physical well-being, because to be honest with you, I'm feeling a bit burnt out. I'm feeling burnt out, and I want to take my power back. And any issues that come up, I'm not going to just overlook them. I want to get to the root cause, right? I've already been doing so much healing, like physical, psychological healing over the past few years. I mean, Saturn was just transiting my 6th house, and that really helped me like reshape myself and rethink my routines and my habits and everything. But Pluto here, I feel like, is going to welcome an even greater sense of resilience and ambitiousness, and anything that just doesn't serve me, when it comes to my habits and routines. And even when it comes to these coworker power struggles that can happen sometimes, these things could very well come up. So I feel like this will be an opportunity for me to really get to the bottom of any power struggles, any issues that arise. And the thing is that I do have Scorpio in my 3rd house. So maybe I'll have to watch my tongue a little bit during this transit. But perhaps at the same time, a lot of this will be me having to address my fears. I feel like I'm going to be stepping into a greater like par in terms of my work and my services, and I'm ready to be paid the money that
Get
I
paid.
should be paid for. I'm done with giving things for free, and I'm helping people all the time and being of service all the time. I got to pour into myself, and maybe Scorpio, my third, can help me see, what are these fears that are holding me back? What are these paranoid thoughts? What are these obsessive sort of mental loops that I can get into? And
Sure.
I am ready to transform those. I'm so ready.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it. And I'm here for you, Virgo. What I'm hearing most is more exercise. That negative self-talk, sometimes you got to just turn the rap music on, put your headphones in, turn the music on blast, and just work it out. And honestly, I'm getting one more thought. Allow yourself a couple more orgasms a month. Like, just a few more orgasms a month. I think it's going to be the doctor's recipe for you, Virgo. All right? Just a couple more orgasms and a little more exercise. And all those endorphins are going to just whip you over. And that's going to, I think it's going to honestly contribute to you getting the bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to call in Libra, who knows how to balance it out. And Libra is, a Rajasic type energy. It does go for his desires as much as people think that it doesn't. So Libra, what I have to ask for you is, what do you feel like now that your fifth house is being transited in the physical body? So we kind of just talked about some of those Rajasic energies, some of that going for my desires. I'm going to use my sexual energy appropriately. I'm going to respect my body. I feel like you've been going through some power struggles within the physical body, whether it's people trying to own you in relationships and romance, whether it's you need to cut the romance off a little bit to start worrying about what really brings you life and vitality. I don't know. Libra, how are you feeling, baby girl?
So much has changed when it comes to my family and my private life. So much has been expected of me. I'm realizing how I am typically the authority and how so many people rely on me. And that's a lot of pressure. That is a lot of pressure. But I feel that coming into Pluto transiting my fifth house, it is time to really tap into greater joy. I want joy. I want play. I want more pleasure in my life, okay? I want to connect with my children. I want to watch them grow. I want to explore my inner child. I want to tap into the things that I did whenever I was young and reconnect with them in a really passionate and intimate way. And I could very well experience what feels like an ego death during this transit.
Sure.
You were saying about the balance, and often that balancing act for me, it can be so overwhelming and stressful because I'm always trying to spin all of these plates in my life and trying to please everyone and etc. But I feel as if this transit's going to help me re-explore and reassess what my core values are and my feelings of worthiness. And I feel as if it's going to highlight a lot of inner security for me, really rebuilding my inner security. Of course, because I have Scorpio in the second house.
So with all that being said, I think the main contributor to this for you is the fact that the South Node is in your sign. That's where I feel like the real balancing act is happening. Just take the moment to embrace everything you're letting go, okay? And the simplest I'm getting is anything outside of integrity with your core values, okay? Make sure you don't act on it anymore. I feel like if you do that, Pluto's going to reward you with big bank. I really think that that's the biggest risk, and you're going to get big bank, underground wealth, all right? Underground, the wealth that is not necessarily about the luxury items and name brands at this point. The real wealth right now is you valuing yourself and the integrity matching that. And I mean integrity-based action. So Libra, what we're going to do, because there's no one with more integrity, personal opinion than a Scorpio. I see we got some Scorpio rising and some suns. I see another Scorpio Pluto. I think a lot of us Scorpio Pluto. We're going to bring Scorpio in here and, little Miss Mystique transiting the fourth house. with the first house being your ruler, I'm feeling like we about to be brand new and nobody's gonna know what's going on.
I really feel like you need to like take the lead on this, Pernell, because you have a Scorpio rising.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Ready? I'm going into character. I was just writing my timestamp. All right. All right, look. I'm gonna be honest. I need some therapy. like, you know, I feel like I've been running from therapy for the longest. I felt like I can research everything myself. I felt like I was gonna be able to do all my own internal healing. But the reality is, I'm feeling like it's time to really reach out to my networks. If I'm being real, like the biggest struggle I've been having with myself is denying the fact that I need other people. At the end of the day, I'm not happy when I don't have time and space to be intimate with other people. They bring me life. I do feel recharged. Some may think that we're introverted, but the reality is that's just an excuse. And I'm starting to come into terms with the fact that being introverted at every single point and using it as a crutch is exactly that, as an excuse. Because at the end of the day, I do really well with other people. I love to be out in the world. I love to be seen. Somewhere along the way, I got to be honest that in those times of being seen, I felt really hurt. I wish that people would care the way I feel like I care. Sometimes it's just so deep, and like these are my true feelings. And I feel like it's time to start connecting with the people in the world via the internet. I feel like this is what's allowing me to connect with people like Hannah and others in the bracket where they're not from my same culture. They're not from the same society. They haven't grown up in the same family household. At the end of the day, they match my signature better than anyone else I've seen. And so the reality is, I feel like this is my season of healing. Deep internal healing where when I really feel into it, I'm excited to go ahead and connect with others. And I know that in order to do that, I have to step into a new me. So stepping into a new me is really not the hard part because let's be honest, Pluto's going to force me to do it anyways. But the true me is a different story. A new me, that's every day. I'm forced to do it. The true me, that's hard because that requires me to be vulnerable. And I'm starting to understand that every once in a while, if I allow myself to cry more, which I've been doing during my meditations, I've been doing in my own time, doing Qigong and Tai Chi, I've been just crying. And it's been the most helpful thing because I feel like this is the transit where I am shedding the lies that I've told myself to protect myself. And I'm ready to get out there, but just not yet. But soon, baby, I'm coming out. So what we're going to do, we're going to call him the sunlight, Mr. Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is going to come and bring that joy. It's going to bring that optimism. It's going to bring that yellow sunshine that I need in my life while I go ahead and tap and tune back in. So thank you for listening.
Wow. That was so moving.
I appreciate it. I can take Sag if you need a moment. I can take it if you need a moment.
Sagittarius. Okay, I need to shake it off a little bit. Go ahead. You start, Pernell. I'll jump in.
I shall. Bang. Timestamp Sag. Bang. All right, here we go. Sag is third house. We're on the 12th. Oh, snap. Okay. I'm coming out. I want to let you know. That's the cue, the thunder and the lightning. Zeus just shut me down. Man, I want to talk. I got a lot of things to say, if I'm being honest. I got things to say, but Zeus, Hades, I feel like I got a little karmic debt. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like I might have said a little bit too much. I might have hurt a couple too many people along the way just kind of saying the truth. I mean, saying the truth shouldn't really be such a problem when you really think about it. Like, I should be able to speak my mind without getting in trouble. But no. Sometimes when I tell the mystical occult secrets of the world, Pluto want to come ahead and put me in punishment and be like, hey, there's a timeline to things. You can't say something before the time is right. There's a time and a place for everything. As a Sag, I'm starting to understand that. I'm starting to realize, like, you know what? I can share my thoughts and be compassionate with the collective. And this is tough. I'm not going to lie to you. It has been my own internal struggle. because I have so many thoughts that sometimes I don't want to think. I just want to blurt. But I do realize when I really get into it that like sometimes I'm healing people when I go ahead and have that word vomit. Other times it actually does me a lot more benefit to just sit back and plan what I want to say. And this is really what I'm feeling like is coming in full circle. It's time for me to get a little more responsible with how I plan my output. Because I got a lot to put out. I've been studying. I'm always studying. And I just get so excited. I get so passionate. You know, sometimes that fire rolls through me. But when I really get back into it, I'm starting to realize the beautiful impacts of planets like Venus and bringing a little more harmony to the table. Right? Being able to commune with the right people. And in order to do that, spend more time on my thoughts. And attract. Not only externalize at each and every moment. Not only bleed out and want to help everybody on demand how I see fit, when I see fit. But to realize that each person will benefit from what I have to say in the right moments and in the right environments with the right approach. And you know what? My first real confession is that I need to apologize. And when I say that, I mean to everybody. Because the reality is sometimes, yeah, I do make a joke. Sometimes, yeah, I do say something rude. And then I just hop out of this dimension in reality. And then when I come back, I realize, wait, why are my friends not here anymore? And I got to start taking responsibility and realize, like, part of that's my fault. Like, I just dipped to another planet for like 6 months and then came back thinking that everybody's going to be there. And you know what? In all sincerity, I want to be a little more responsible because I realized that I got so much wisdom to share that I want people to actually listen. And that can help me start taking advantage of the opportunities. So this is what I'm going to do, Pluto. This is my pledge and my promise to you to overcome my own struggle within my own mind and to be a better servant for the collective. Because this is what I'm truly here for. So in order to do that, I'm going to call in the true servant, the best servant that I know, which is Capricorn. Domain naturally in Saturn. This is the natural servant of all servants. So, Cap, can you please show me the way on how to control my thoughts, control my speech, and restrict it for the right moments?
Listen, I have been through it the past 15 years. Okay. I'm a planner. Listen, I'm a planner. I like order. I like to organize. I like to have a bit of a direction about what I'm doing, what I'm building. But Pluto, the past 15 years, really, punch in the gut moments, not gonna lie. But also, Pluto's been teaching me a lot about my resilience, a lot about my ability to rebuild, to regain my strength and my power. Pluto has shaken me up, certainly, but I've also learned greater wisdom from the lessons and the healing that has come from this transit. And the other thing about this is, as Pluto does start to enter my second house, I think that this is going to look at how my self-worth is going to evolve so much. And I also think that I am going to keep improving, keep getting better at my skills and my talents, and I'm going to share. Like, I'm going to share my knowledge. I'm going to pass it on, and my wisdom. And a lot of this is going to be motivated by my aims, my hopes for the future, my generosity toward humanity and to society at large, and the communities that I want to be a part of. I want to find my people. Like, I want to find the people that are there for me, the people that are consistent in my life. I want consistency, but there will be a lot of healing in this way, and there has been a lot of healing, and I feel like I'm going to find my tribe based on the fact that I have done so much of that inner work over these past number of years.
Sure. No, I hear you. You know, Cap, I heard that the second house recently is your second nature. So when I look at that, this is where the innate talents for you to be a part of the tribe, be a part of that higher service to the collective society. At the end of the day, here's what I foresee for you. Over the next 20 years, you're gonna gain so much. You're actually going to officially and finally get the recognition that you deserve. So don't keep your head down and keep working. Take care of your body and take care of your network, and understand that they're ready to take care of you too. So in order to do that, we're going to move on to Aquarius, who really has mastered that next step, right? They know how to take the time away and also step back in and step back away and take time away and step back in. Aquarius, you officially run through your first house, okay? The power struggle and the biggest one is within yourself, okay? We know that. But at the end of the day, your career is about to blow up because of it. When I say career, I mean your vocation. I mean your passion work. I mean work that you're here to do and solidify as the number one for a reason. How do you feel this transit is going to impact you?
Yes. Yes. And the thing is a lot of this is to do with my reputation and the role that I play on the center stage, amongst the public out there in the world. And, I'm all for, questioning everything. And Pluto entering my sign, I am going to encourage people to question. I'm going to encourage people to think for themselves. I want humanity to know the truth, and I want humanity to see that they have their own personal power, okay? And that humanity can rise up if or when they need to. And I'm so excited about change, right? I'm so much about progression and change and these new beginnings and technological advancements. I could see myself very well like completely changing my appearance. I might just go work out loads, or I might do something very new to my hair, or just even advance myself in some way. And also my direction. I feel like my life path and my direction is going to be so different. Maybe the life path I choose at the beginning, it doesn't even exist, right? It's like,
Sure.
it might not even exist yet. And maybe I just got to be open to this possibility that perhaps things are just going to advance so much in society that I don't know. There's the unexpected. I don't know, but I'm willing to jump in.
Aqua, here's the thing. You're absolutely right about one thing. It doesn't exist yet. But I'm also going to remind you that at one point, you thought about it. You thought about that thing that didn't exist. And, the courage that it takes to actually put it out there, it got lost somewhere in the void. It got lost somewhere in that complex neural pattern of yours. But I promise you, you thought of it once. So when you get that next intuitive itch and it returns, this time you must move on it. That's what Pluto and Aquarius is going to force you to do. It's going to force you to make that move on that idea because you have thought about it and it's ready for you. And there's no better person who can surrender, that can teach us how to surrender, than a Pisces, who just truly trusts in the divine at every point, all the time. So Pisces, running in your 12th house transit, this is something very familiar for you. Will it be good? Will it be bad? To be honest, I don't know if that even exists. With the ruler of your 9th house, I find that Pluto is asking you to be optimistic no matter what, and also to find your faith. But what do you feel, Pisces?
Honestly, that's the thing. You just touch on such a good point. It's not really about good or bad, right or wrong. And I do have a feeling, it's a feeling that yes, there's going to be so much division with this Pluto in Aquarius transit. But I'm just going to be looking at everyone and thinking, do you not get the spiritual elements here? Do you not see that there's something higher to this? There's something more profound and meaningful going on. But to focus on me, because I do get very concerned about humanity. I really care, I really do, like, genuinely care. And people coming to me with sob stories and their sorrows and their difficulties, I wish I could help them. So maybe my view on this is a little bit of, with Scorpio in my 9th house, you know, wanting to share my big ideas and wanting to share my big feelings about the higher meanings of life and other dimensions, other realities and everything. But then, you know, I also think with Pluto transiting my 12th house that I'm not gonna be a doormat, or I'm not gonna absorb as much.
Sure.
You know, I'm not gonna absorb or take on everybody else's energy. Basically, okay. I'm also going to be able to look within myself a lot more, and think about whenever I subconsciously disconnect for myself as a way to serve and to surrender to other people's will. So maybe I'll transform there a great deal.
I agree. I feel that wholeheartedly. You know, at the end of the day, Pisces, I said this to you in another forecast. You're tough. Like, you're so tough. And the thing is, the people around you don't understand what toughness really is, because it's not beating your chest saying, hey, I can take on anybody. True toughness is soft. It's gentle. It's compassionate. And it knows when to strike simultaneously. So I do believe that your confidence, your courage to not be that doormat and to be very clear and actually vocalize that to others is going to be one of your major transformations during this time frame. Now, the question is, what's the irrational fear that allows you to go this long and this far in the first place? So when we get in tune with that, it'll be a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a part of this forecast from the 12 skits. We're at our hour mark. All right. We're streaming on IG, Facebook, YouTube. This is already within itself Pluto and Aquarius. Ladies and gentlemen, being able to connect all these different networks, all these different neurons, understand the neurons within our physical body, from the mind, and to be able to move the finger, being able to transport the blood and the oxygen, but that also includes your projects. And one project seems like it has nothing to do with the other, and another one over here, another one over here, being able to also bring them all together and find a way to commune together. This is a joy. Hannah, thank you very much for entertaining the role play series. I really enjoyed this. I feel like I'm going to do this. I feel like this is our thing. If I'm being honest, I feel like role playing is our thing. It's a really fun way for me to drop a forecast out and kind of switch it up and get quirky. You have any feedback you want to give before we have this next 3 minutes up?
Yeah, 100%. I loved it so much. And I think you're right. It's a different form of expressing it and sharing the information. It's a good way to be creative together and just to not take ourselves super seriously, whilst also being kind of entertaining, you know. It's entertaining people too. It's so much fun.
I feel like it's entertaining. It's also Karthik, you know, Scorpio was like, we were letting it out, right? And that, when I spoke about the story, I'm a Scorpio rising, understanding this is a very true story. For 3 weeks straight, I've been crying every morning during my meditation, every morning during my Tai Chi, crying every morning, a lot. I feel like I'm crying for years that I have not allowed myself to. So, you know, it's cathartic, it's entertaining, it's real, it's authentic. I think this is a lot of the elements that Pluto and Aquarius wants us to do. We're all unique. We're all awkward, right? Now it's time to allow ourselves to see that on the world stage, within the global society, and start helping people realize, one, you're truly not alone. We've always heard this, but now Pluto and Aquarius is here to really remind us and say, look, it's about to get real. So hit the thumbs up and the likes button. Check out Hannah's Patreon. All right. That said, there's a free dragon guide in my bio. You can download that. It's literally 7 different chakras. It's free for you to grab. It's 60 plus pages. I think it's very beneficial. It can give you physiological symptoms that you're going through, like gut syndromes, and it can link right back to a chakra. That said, it was a joy, Hannah. I'll see you soon. Everybody else in the comments, wish her love, wish her family prayers, send her family prayers, send her heart prayers, send her mind peace. And I want to say thank y'all all for just bringing these collective happy wishes together. Let's rock out, baby. 2024, happy new moon in Capricorn. Woo! Ciao, ciao.